I think Valknu is one of the aspects that was mentioned in the lore, and they made Valknu's seal, and you can summon like a hologram of him. God, Valknu's seal, the spirit of Valknu art is so godlike. Krygon is just a grandmaster. I think maybe in the lore Krygon was an aspect as well. We can just do Healing Mystic on one. I thought that was Ragnara. My opponent's actually playing Voth. That's one thing that is weird about the new general artwork, is the new Voth artwork doesn't look too much like Voth to me. If my opponent doesn't do natural selection on turn one, keeping the Kashrai is actually kind of good. But I can't count on that, so... Ooh. I'm going to keep Phoenix Fire. The reason I'm keeping Phoenix Fire is so that I can deal with young Silithar cleanly. Technically in the lore, how do any of the other factions beat Magmar? The generals are giant and basically immortal. Well, their reincarnation cycle, it has to be undergone somewhat voluntarily and within a certain time frame of them being killed. And so the Magmar don't go into battle willy-nilly because they're really focused on preserving their dwindling numbers. And because they kind of have their own source of magic, they aren't at war over resources the way the other factions are. Like how the Lionar kingdoms used to have a monopoly on, I forget the name of it, the way that like the magical essence that they used to power all the machinery and all that jazz. And that's what caused Vitruvian and Songhai to split off from them. So I have Mist Dragon Seal to just kill the Kujata, which seems correct. Just walk like this. I think that if the Magmar aspects, I think that there's a few aspects that are missing. And that's also part of the lore where like Starhorn is trying to be more of a diplomat, help out with the new threats, because he's been alive so long, right? He knows that new threats are coming to threaten the world. So he wants to be in position to be able to assist with that effort, while also finding the lost Magmar aspects. And theoretically, if they were to move the lore forward and the Magmar were to be reunited, then I could definitely see them being a very strong force to just like expand their territory and stuff like that. So I've got Mist Dragon Seal Killing Edge. We get the 3-month sub streak from Epinyan. Thank you so much for that continued support, Epi. I guess we replaced one Kashrai. My opponent's threatening to ramp onto War Beast, which is not ideal. I think I have to get bopped here just to deny the War Beast. And even with the increased cost of Kashrai, my opponent could just nat sell and hit me. We got the whole Lionar and Abyssian story in the other counterplay game. I actually didn't pay too much attention. I didn't know it was like official. I know that there's like a lot of reused names and stuff and things that are hinted at. But like the Insacra, very, very cool concept there. Yeah, I'm actually just getting beat up here. 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I just need a Phoenix Fire. So I could go for Killing Edge now or try to wait for an Inner Focus. Yeah, it's a Godfall. Oh my god, Mechantor Warbeast is so bad for me, I can't even tell you. Oh. That's brutal. I know that there was like a lot of Easter eggs, but I wasn't entirely sure if there was like anything official. Wow, this is a pretty cheesy game, right? Couldn't deal with the adamantite claws, so my opponent's just beating me up. Dead to War Beast. They didn't have War Beast yesterday. Last turn. I said yesterday for some reason. My God, my brain. We died to a lot of stuff, yeah. And it usually comes down to this, right, chat? We fall behind and we just kite it out. Yep, they have the Tracer. They didn't hit me in the face, though. Double Silhouette Tracer. So we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my God, we actually win. Hey, we did it. Hey. No War Beast.
Songhai versus Songhai.
Songhai mirror. I'm going to keep Phoenix Fire. Jux is really good with Gorehorn opening going first. Oh, Kaido. Okay, so there's the walk 1 forward, play Gorehorn behind me, force them to have very specifically Jux. But if they do walk, Phoenix Fire, Miss Dragon, then I kind of get mauled anyway. So I'm just going to walk forward and play Gorehorn on this tile. I think you could honestly just do turn 1 Phoenix Fire as well. They didn't take the mana before doing this play. Okay. 10 damage on turn 2. Into Heartseeker. Heavens to Betsy. So when I backstab the Kaido Assassin, my Gorehorn doesn't actually take the backstab counterattack damage. So we're actually good. And then I'll Phoenix Fire that. And then... Healing Mystic my face. The classic conga line formation. Two mana for Juxtaposition is actually, like, fine. I can walk my General 2 forward, walk Gorehorn 2 forward, then Jux the Healing Mystic and the Kashrai, backstab it. Then I can play Primus Fist like this to get a bigger boost. Two-man Inner Focus. Upcoming nerf. I mean, Inner Focus probably might get nerfed to 1 mana eventually. Oh, wow. My opponent's... Oh, my God. My opponent's playing Bully High. My old build. Unacceptable amounts of aggression coming out of my opponent right now. I guess we just have the Dancing Blades. I have to keep the Primus Fist behind me because of Scarlet Viper Inner Focus from this position. Wow, yeah, my opponent's just praying to top deck enough burn damage here. Oh my God. All right, so we've got 10 damage, 13 damage. Yeah, it's definitely lethal. Yeah, we do Healing Mystic, double Inner Focus into Phoenix Fire. Close one. My opponent did 10 damage to me on turn 2. Oh my god. Have you tried anything with Sunstone Templar after exchange? No. This is actually my first Duelyst stream since the patch. So I figured I'd try some mid-range Songhai. But Sunstone Templar, I definitely got to build something. Thank you for the reminder, Gara. Turn 1 Jade Monk. Turn 2 Kashrai. Yeah, Julin. I played a Songhai Mirror. My opponent did 10 damage to me on turn 2 with Mist Dragon, Seal Punch, Focus Punch. It's actually really disgusting. I'm gonna play the disrespect here with the Jade Monk. My opponent can, like, you know, walk here, walk forward, Wraithling Swarm. Did I ever put the extra Ghost Lightning in? I think I cut... Am I on 1 copy or no? Ah, Shadow Dancer. Punished for not keeping the Mist Dragon Seal. I've also seen people play Mana Vortex into 2 mana 4/3. And that's okay. That's definitely... They don't have a Swarm, though, so the Shadow Dancer isn't even that big of a deal. I can walk onto the mana to go to 5. So I can actually do Kashrai plus Kaido. So what I'll do is I'll play Kaido Assassin on this tile and Kashrai here. My opponent can do Spectral Blade Punch so that Shadow Dancer can kill the Kaido. Or Grasp of Agony is very, very strong for my opponent. Ramp Abyssian isn't odd per se, but ramping into Shadow Dancer is probably the worst option. You really want to ramp into, like, Blood Moon Priestess. Playing this super early like that is not that great. I lost to a Ramp Abyssian before. Usually Ramp Abyssian is playing for, you know, Spectral Revenant, etc., etc., etc. But I did lose to an Abyssian that was doing Ramp Shadow Dancer, Ramp Blood Moon Priestess. Because you're able to use the Darkfire Sacrifice to just activate them instantly and play them down earlier, play multiples in 1 turn. It all has to work out, though. It's very difficult to get it to line up. When it does, it's very strong, but if it doesn't line up, you lose. That was my experience playing Darkfire Sacrifice. And you see the positioning of the Kashrai means they can't, like, protect here. We've got Scarlet Viper Inner Focus now. We make this trade first, 100%. And then there's the line of I Punch and then Scarlet Viper Inner Focus versus just Dancing Blades. But since I can clear this with my general, it's better to save the Dancing Blades. I'll just do it. To be honest, it was probably better to do Scarlet Viper Inner Focus to clear the Shadow Dancer and have Kashrai go face. Because then I have my flying unit, like, over here that I can threaten a little bit harder. My opponent can do, like, Spectral Blade, Step, Punch, then Demonic Lure. Night Sorrow Assassin also does hit Scarlet Viper. So maybe it is better that I got face damage. It's only 1 damage difference between having the Kashrai in play versus not. And then the Kashrai being alive as a 5/2 matters a lot more. Yeah, so now my opponent is trying to step back to the wall. So I guess I am glad that I got the backstab damage off the Scarlet Viper, because now my opponent is just going to corner themselves. I think I want to save Kashrai Fanblade for next turn in order to make their Shadow Nova more expensive and deny that. And we can just play Dancing Blade this turn. There's a small decision to be made on whether Dancing Blades should go above or below. But I figure that if I play Dancing Blades below, they have to walk up amongst their Shadow Creep. And it makes it a lot harder for them to land the Nova in a spot where they aren't overwriting their own creep. Yeah, Tuskboar is still really good. I'm not running it on principle, but it just makes the deck better. You just have... I think if you're running Tuskboar, it's better to just go all in on aggro. It gives me more play with Killing Edge and stuff to get my finishers. And a lot of the games that I've lost have been because I just didn't... I came up empty on finishing potential, so maybe one boar for the sauce. Cute. So you can Darkfire Sacrifice and then play 1 mana Bloodtide Priestess. Oh, nothing. So now we Kashrai Fanblade to deny their Shadow Nova. Because they hit double Crawler. So their Shadow Nova would be 6 damage. Wasn't it lethal? Healing Mystic, Inner Focus, Killing Edge, Phoenix Fire. Huh, I guess it was. Playing with our food a little bit unintentionally. I was too focused on the Kashrai disrupting the Shadow Nova line to even think about going for lethal, but yeah, we had it. They just play a Shadow Dancer. Spectral Blade is cute. Oh, God. We have lethal a lot of ways there. Because the Phoenix Fire sidesteps the Spectral Blade. And like I had already said during the game, if your ramp doesn't, if your Darkfire Sacrifices don't line up to play good targets, then the deck just doesn't come together.